we're gonna skip our intro this morning. I don't know why it's not playing. Every once in a while, that the whole media stuff just goes weird. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Skippy.
Good morning.
For those watching, Skippy's driving on his way to his new winter job of walking dogs and taking care of dogs for his wife.
Are you doing the podcast from your kitchen or running your garbage disposal?
No, those are my dogs. I thought ahead and I fed them before we started. So what usually happens is there's two bowls, and there's the real meat chunks in their kibble and stuff. So it's they pick that stuff out, and then whoever finishes all the good parts of their food first then tries to invade the other bowl to get the good parts out of that. So here goes the growling part. My poor starving dogs are fighting over food. Meanwhile, there's a pile of peas next to both bowls because neither of them like peas, so they pick them out and set them on the floor.
My dog does that too. Green beans.
Yeah. Little dried peas all over the floor by their food. I don't know. Dogs.
Yes, we love them. That's what. So that's the business I'm taking over for my wife. Is she does pet services for people. So I'm on my way to go do pet services.
Is she recovering well?
She hasn't started yet. Her surgery is Friday.
Oh,
but she has her doctor when we did her pre-op said that her labs would be fine because they were like 4 months old. Mm-hmm. And when the anesthesiologist called and said, "Hey, you need to go do that," so sooner the better. What at 8 o'clock?
Gotcha.
Yeah, great times. Anyway, I'm excited about today. Are you excited about today? Today's a great day.
I am always excited. I know that you had a topic that you wanted to discuss, and I'm super looking forward to that. Yeah. We had
since neither one of us do anything anymore, we can't talk about our week, so might as well just dive into the topic.
We had catering. Last week.
You did have a catering.
And which I think is going to blossom into a regular customer.
Good.
So they apparently they bring in food all the time for their staff. We were there on Thursday, and we were the third caterer of the week.
Oh.
No, fourth caterer of the week. So they had food every day that week.
Yeah.
2 of the other 3 ran out of food, and one of them wasn't even close.
Oh, wow.
She was super appreciative that when I got there, I told her, "You're going to have leftovers. Can you tell me where to put them?"
Did you stick around?
Yeah, I stayed for the whole thing. Because I didn't want them to have to swap out pans, and I had everything in Cambro, so it's not like I had anything else going on. And it gave me a lot of opportunity to talk to them and kind of position ourselves for the upcoming year.
Basically, sell yourself.
Yeah. And we historically cook too much food for catering. I know we've talked about that before, that I usually bring extra just so we don't run out. And it looks like it probably paid off pretty well for us this time. So
good.
They not only fed their 80 people that were their national sales team that were all in staff, but they were able to open up to another portion of the office and feed it a couple other departments. So yeah, everybody was super happy. It was a good thing. Other than I sliced my freaking finger on a chafing dish pan. God, I don't know why they make those things so damn sharp. Can we not round off the edges on any of the chafing pan lids or anything stainless steel? Why do we have to have freaking square edges on everything?
Cause.
Cause.
That's the answer. Cause.
Gosh.
See, I don't ever hurt my fingers on the actual steel pans. I hurt my fingers on the aluminum pans all the time.
So it was the lid. So I was wiping down the lid, and for whatever, my finger just wasn't on the paper towel. So when I slid it across the edge of the lid, just like a paper cut.
Yep.
Ugh, yeah, it drives me nuts.
Yep.
I get more
I
cuts
bet.
from stuff like that than anything. The seams on our wall for the trailer on the inside. Like if you're not careful, you can catch one of those, and I think, yeah, like,
yeah, the razor.
all of a sudden there's a streak of red as I'm wiping. I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't bring any highlighters in here. What? Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
didn't do any barbecuing, just so you know. None. None at all.
Didn't even think about it, did you?
No. I've been thinking about a lot of shit. Oh boy, a lot. So I have 2 topics today, and both of them one we've discussed, one we haven't really discussed so much. So
all right. Well, I want to touch one more thing before we get going on that. So we had talked about my smoker repair and how the first cook on it, it wasn't running super efficient, and that end piece got super hot. Cook number 2, it seems to have settled in. So that end piece wasn't nearly as hot. It was still warmer than I would like it to be to the touch. But definitely not fry an egg on top of it hot.
Okay.
And we went through far less charcoal. So I don't know what changed. Weather conditions were pretty much the same. So, but a hell of a cook, man. It ran great 20 minutes to get up the temperature.
Maybe it needed like a pre-burn.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that insulation had to settle in a little bit or whatever. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know how any of that shit works. All I know is thanks, Jay Craig. I know you listen to the show off and on. So, excellent job. Thank you again.
Shout out to Outlaw Barbecue.
And we can Outlaw. We got them. I tagged them in a post from last week for on TikTok, I think, or Facebook or YouTube or something. They liked it. They saw it. Oh, it was on one of the Great Lakes, your raffle thing. I cut that out and posted it.
If anybody needs raffle tickets, please contact me. Thank you.
I want one.
Okay.
Remind me after the show. I want one.
We'll do.
I'll do my donation, my yearly donation.
That's your membership dues.
Might as well be.
Yeah, I know.
I ain't never won anything.
That could be a whole nother show.
About not winning anything?
No, about the association.
I got a long history of not winning.
Chicken and waffles, baby. Chicken and waffles.
Yeah. I stand by it.
Or hold on, chicken testicles.
Hey, we got a call with that box.
I know. Yeah.
If it wasn't such a pain in the ass to do an extra, I think I did 6 whole chickens on top of the chicken thighs to get the pieces I wanted out of those. I'd do it every time. They were delicious too. Clearly.
Sure.
All right, let's go on. Let's get. For those that didn't catch it, Bubba our special guest Bubba will not be joining us today. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. There's some shit going around right now, figuratively and literally. So he is planning on joining us next Monday for the show. So excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
Poor fella.
Skippy.
Anywho's, so there happened to be a post on Facebook, and yes, folks, I call it Facebook because when you go on it, you kind of space out and don't do anything. We just waste the time there is, but we all need it for one reason or another. Regarding the @followers, @everyone, and @highlight Facebook tags that you can do. I'm familiar with 2 of them. The @highlight, don't know too much about. But the @followers, so on your business page, you can do that once a week or once a day, and basically just tag all your followers in a post, whatever that post may be. So, example, wherever you're setting up for the week, whenever you put out your weekly schedule, might be a good @followers post. If you're doing a giveaway like Josh did, probably be a good one for an @followers post. The post was saying that they didn't like it. It was annoying. It was getting tagged in things from content creators just to get, just to get a tag, whatever. And I don't feel that's the case personally. I think if you're doing an ad everyone or ad followers, ad everyone is everybody that's in a Facebook group. So if you're in a specific group about barbecue smokers or food trucks or whatever, and you do at everyone, typically everybody in that group would be tagged in that post instead of you going through it and, tagging Josh, tagging me, tagging whatever. I don't think there's a problem with it unless it's spam. And I don't come across, the only spam tags I come across is the individual tags from they spam you on a t-shirt or something like that is all fake. So that's the only thing. And I don't think everybody got the understanding about what at followers or at everyone does. I'm in favor of it. I haven't got any negative followers from my business.
That you know.
So that's why I keep a good eye on the number of followers I have. It hasn't gone down; it's only gone up. So I don't know. What's your feeling?
So to clarify, the post in question was directions on how to turn off those notifications, so that when someone does a post of at everyone or at followers, they don't get notified.
It's called batch tagging, and you can turn batch tag.
Yeah. Yep. I think I surprised your wife with my response to her tagging me in the comment section.
I'm not friends with that gentleman on Facebook, so I couldn't see anything. Somebody says that I like to stir the pot.
So unlike you, there is only one group that I get batch tagged in that isn't spam. And that is the Corgis of West Michigan group who do the Corgi in the Park events, and I get tagged in when they do new events.
Sure.
Other than that, all the barbecue groups I'm a part of, there's a guy selling knives who is 90% of my batch tagged stuff. And then recently it's been t-shirts. People aren't okay. Are
the t-shirt ones batch tagged or they're individual tagged?
I got
10 people tagged in that post.
Right. I know the difference.
Okay.
I don't usually. So here's the first thing. I don't usually follow those notifications anyways.
Okay.
I don't click on them to find out what they're about. Because first of all, if I don't recognize the name that I got tagged by, I'm going to assume it's spam anyways. Now.
Shima probably doesn't exist.
Yeah, the t-shirt ones have only started happening. I've only gotten a couple, and that's only been in the last week. Actually, it's only been since that post. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to paint with broad strokes here, and make generalizations. I think the majority of the people that are deactivating this, the annoyance is coming from groups and not businesses. Unfortunately, you can't separate the two when you turn on or off the notification. I think that when this was launched, the merits were very, very good, and the purpose is very, very good. It is an instance of a handful of people ruining something that was good and turning it into this mass marketing spam tool that has turned everybody off from it. Now, the other part of my comment was content creation that gets that is engaging. So Skippy, you do at followers. I follow your page. I think both Sweet Rex and myself personally follow your page. I have yet to get one of your notifications saying that I was tagged. I don't get them from you. I don't have that. I don't have the notifications turned off. I don't have batch tagging turned off on mine. I didn't know it was a possibility until I saw the posts. So those don't go to everyone anyways. Who do they go to? I have no idea. I don't know how that part.
Excuse me. I thought they went to everybody.
As far as I know, I don't see it, but I get so many notifications that I typically don't look through my notifications unless they're coming. Really, the only ones I pay attention to are the ones coming through my business app. So that comes through a different app. I mean, as you know, those come through a different app on our phones through the business suite or whatever it is. And then any like Facebook messages come through on a different app too. So I don't pay really close attention to my Facebook notifications regardless. I think the best way for everybody, for the people that you want to see your stuff, is all in the content, and those that like your posts are going to see more of your posts. And that's the way it's always been. Comment, liking, and sharing gets your post in front of those people more often. So if they follow and always just scroll by your post, they're going to stop seeing your post and they're going to stop getting notified when you post. But if I go through and like every one of your posts for the next 2 weeks, I'll get a notification in Facebook saying that you posted, that there has been an update to PB&J's.
And that you're a top fan and top fans.
Or that works on your personal too. Because I just got one from one of my friends that they've been posting some good stuff, so I've been liking it. I got a notification that they posted on Facebook on my phone. So good content's always going to win. That's always the best way to get in front of people. Consistent content, engaging content. I've used it once. I don't know that it created more likes for me on that particular post, or that it was seen. It wasn't really seen more than other posts. I think the merits were good. I think for businesses, it is a good tool that got ruined. It's no different than how email marketing used to work for email, or email marketing was. It was a great tool for businesses and small businesses because it was such a cheap tool. But now everybody is sending so much stuff. I mean, I get probably 4 emails a day from Menards in my promotions folder. Like, there's so much getting sent that it's just white noise and no one's looking at anything. You know, it's kind of like signing up for like the store, like when they ask for your email address and stuff and you sign up for it and you can get coupons and stuff. I never see them. And I'm not going to go looking, you know, it's like, I'm never going to see these. I don't even sign up for this stuff anymore unless it's automatic, like MPerks, you know?
So, all right. Talking about the two, again, with highlight. So at everyone can only be used
groups.
for groups.
Yes.
So I can understand why that's spamming, right?
Yep.
You have to follow me to be able to get an @followers tag from me.
Yep.
How is that spamming? Like, if I don't follow a page, is it spamming because I'm sending out a batch tag, like a batch email? Or is it, I guess what's considered spamming? You only use it once a day. It's not like you're sending them 2-3 times a day.
Right.
I don't understand that.
I don't think anybody else is saying that. I don't think anybody's saying that your posts are spam.
No, not mine. I'm saying using if the only way you can get tagged in an @everyone's or @followers tag is you have to be following that page.
Right, but people don't disassociate the two. The @followers and @everyone, it's all one thing. It's all batch tagging, and that's what they're fed up with. So those that do @everyone, what's that?
Sorry, Facebook should switch it, or at least allow the opportunity to turn off one, the other. Or...
Yes, I agree. I think that would help a lot. yeah, please turn off at everyone, or I don't want to see batch tags from groups, only from, yeah. I would go with that a whole lot more, because it's yeah, like I said, I'm not getting tagged in a lot of stuff that's not from groups. It's almost all groups. I don't, and again, I don't pay close attention to where my tags are coming from, but it's generally from a person with a whole lot of extra nonsense letters versus, Bob's
what could be construed as a real person.
Yeah. And I think that's what people are seriously, I think that's all that people are fed up with. And I get it. It's kind of like, let's say you wanted to do a robocall. You wanted to update your people for the day. So you send them, you get a quick little robocall in the morning, but people are on the no call list now. So it's the same thing. People got fed up with all the other calls. So they put themselves on the no call list, and that hurt small businesses that were trying to use it as a good marketing tool to reach, 200 people. And we see it's the same thing. It happens over and over again. It's the same cycle. There's a good business tool that's launched, and it gets ruined by people trying to take advantage of it. To the point where it will evolve and we'll move on to the next thing.
It's just sad that there are people that don't really look into it and just jump to excuse me, conclusions on what they think it is. Because the argument that was posed to me was that if I'm following your page, I'm going to see your stuff. And the answer, and the simple answer to that is no, you're not. You might, unless you engage my page a lot, then you'll see our stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, and if you just scroll by it, just like you said, then no, you're not. And I think that's where the ad followers comes. I've seen people put it in a post. I've also seen people put it in a comment. Like they'll comment on.
Yeah, it won't let me. When I tried to do mine, it wouldn't let me put it in the original post. I had to do it as a comment.
See, I can put it in the original. But yeah, I don't know either, but I put it in the original post, but I've seen one of our guests, Num Num Ninja, he puts it in on his, he's like the first comment. Here's our schedule comment.
Yeah.
I don't
know. I don't think you should take it personally. And the group of people that were in this comment string, I know them all, or most of them. Those are typically not people that are visiting your truck.
True.
Right?
Yes.
The people that you have visiting your truck are probably more likely engaging in your posts on Facebook. Right?
Yes.
So someone that is a competition barbecue friend that has, out of support, liked your page. If they want to come visit your truck, they're probably going to go to your Facebook page or send you a text message figuring out where you are.
Sure.
That's how they're going to find you. It would be awesome of those that are listening that are from that world. It is the easiest and best way to support your friends' businesses without buying anything is just to like pages, is to like posts.
Yep.
You don't need to comment, just a simple like, because here's what happens when somebody likes it. Their friends then see it, especially if they do it regularly. Their friends will get notified of your engagement. And it'll say, your friend, so-and-so, like this post. And it'll try to expand that reach of things of interest. Especially if you live in the service area of the page you're supporting. So those West Siders, it does more good for you to like my post than Skippy's post, just because of the reach of people. But again, like all your friends, small business pages and posts. It is the best thing you can do and the easiest way to help and to support. We appreciate the Facebook follows, but the likes on the post is so huge and so helpful
Do we have
to gear the algorithm.
Do we have a comment in the chat?
Good morning, gents.
Oh, okay.
From Fran.
Hey,
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
The other ones are all from me. So.
I would agree with that as far as the I can understand, I guess, both. But yes, to support your friends' businesses and be engaging in their Facebook posts.
Yeah, I don't think you should be deterred from doing it. Facebook does a pretty good job of limiting it once a day. I would even go once every other day. Just because I think people can get numb to the notification. You know?
Yep.
You want the notification to mean something. So, in my opinion.
So you said a word, numb, that can take us to our next topic.
Yep. It's cold
so
out.
Our friend is chilly today. It's 32 at the moment. A little wind.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our past guests, I've already propped him out once, Num Num Ninja, posted in a Facebook group about hiring. We'll call it like a social media marketing person.
Mm-hmm.
Said it was the best $275 he's ever spent. So it got me thinking about that. You're well over. Well, you're over 10,000 follows. I'm a quarter of that. So is that something that younger food trucks, less established food trucks should look into? I'll let you talk first, and then I'll give you what I would say.
I don't think it has anything to do with the age of the truck. This is something I continue to consider. It is a great opportunity. I'd be curious. I think I have to reach out to him to figure out how he spent that money. He posted, it was I think it was his page, his Instagram, statistics, analytics for his reach and stuff.
Yes.
I'm curious to see if he knows how they spent that money.
I like his page. I like him follow his page. I've seen one video.
So there's a lot of ways to manipulate the analytics. I could get to 100,000 followers on our Facebook page by spending $500. You know, there are ways to do that. You can do it. And it is cheap. And when we did our little battle last winter, that was one of the stipulations, was you couldn't buy likes, meaning literally you're going out and buying likes. There is services out there that have hundreds of thousands of Facebook accounts, and they will go and like your page, and boost your numbers. I don't know if that's what that case was. But to get back to the root of your question, hiring somebody to manage social media and online marketing, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great opportunity to go to like a work study type internship and get a high schooler that's in a marketing program or is interested in marketing and social media marketing. I know our school district has a marketing classes more than just entry-level marketing classes. And that might be a good spot to look. The key about social media, and this includes Facebook, is consistency of posts and engagement of posts, which we've talked about ad nauseum almost. So there's an evolution of all social media. It follows the same pattern everyone does. So let's start with Facebook. When it was originally conceived, it was private and it was geared towards college kids. And then as it became public, it was geared towards college kids and younger. So it aged young. So the high school kids were the first ones to catch wave. And then as parents start monitoring what their kids are doing, they find that Facebook's pretty cool. So things start to age older. We saw the same thing with, we'll go a little bit older, app that's not around anymore, Musical.ly, which was a very popular like lip syncing type of app, a little bit similar to TikTok, where it was the kids that were using it, and then it aged older. TikTok started young, is aging older. Instagram, all of them are doing it. So it's the constant thing. So right now, TikTok is in our probably core demographic for customers. There are far more 20, 30, 40-year-olds on TikTok making content than there are teens and that section. So it becomes a great tool for us to use. And it's hard, especially with TikTok, because you have to post so much. And unless you have that time and really that mind to create in that format, hiring somebody would be great to be able to create content. Snapchat is still huge in this core demographic and younger demographic. Snapchat's probably the biggest one that has stayed universally popular between young and older people, without really aging up. But how often do you post on Snapchat? How often are you, in an ideal world, we as food trucks would be posting on all of these services multiple times a day. Creating a Twitter following where you can post live updates on location or food selling out, like items selling out on your menu, is something that I've wanted to do. But it's so hard to really dive deep for me now into new social medias to get up to speed on them. That having someone that's already done it would be helpful. So there's my thought. Yes, I think it's very worthwhile. I don't think you have to spend a ton of money, and I think that you can not do it. You can do performance-based pay to the right person. If you know somebody that's big on social media that knows all the ins and outs, that is a relative, a younger person that wants a little bit of side money, that you can, even $100 a week is pretty cheap for someone to create some posts for you. I spent 3 hours after our podcast last week doing the clips and stuff that I posted throughout the week on various sites and stuff. So it could take some time and to do it right, and ideally you don't want the same clip posted in each spot, because each spot has a different audience that's looking for a different style of media, if that makes sense. So where Twitter's strongly text-based, Instagram is strongly picture-based. So me just and TikTok's one that you can have a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more laid back. You can have that kind of thing. There's my thought. I think it's a great idea. I think anybody should look at it as seriously as you look at hiring someone to help you with accounting and keeping books and stuff. I think those are 1 and 2 on a list of business staff to hire versus truck staff, business support staff.
So on the flip side, as I think there are, as you said, there's many reasons why hiring to take care of it is good. I guess I look at it like, isn't that stuff that you want to know how to do? So when you achieve your goal of wanting to be off the truck, that's stuff that you wouldn't, like, you'd be doing on your own. So I like the idea of what you said of, you had said trying to find somebody from a school. I almost think, like, find if there's a class that you can take to see if there is something that you can do or something you can learn, because the investment in a class is, I would assume, would be really, really beneficial. Like you said, I don't know where the money was spent. All I can tell by the video is it was shot and then it was voice-overed, and the voice, I guess the voice didn't want me to propel me to buy food or to visit the truck. Yes, video was cool, but I guess it didn't move. It's like that, like, I guess you would want to. I guess I would want it. The difference is I would want it like videoed at my truck with the person talking. It might take longer because you can't just do the edits to make it sound right. But it's like, I can tell that guy's never had his food because he wasn't excited about it, wasn't happy about it. So it's like, do you almost just shoot it yourself and have one of your employees eat something? You know, so I would say focus on yourself first. Maybe try to figure out if there's a class out there that you could take to further your knowledge in it. So when you can get off the truck, it's something that you can do, not easily, but something you can transition to and not have to worry about figure out how to do it.
So for me, that's a responsibility I'm good with never handling, for the most part, at least to an extent. Kind of like, yes, I can learn how to do all the things. Like, I can learn how to properly keep books. I can learn how to do all the things. But part of the reason for me getting off the truck is to remove tasks, you know? Yes, to make time to do some of the other stuff, the bookkeeping and the scheduling and all that. I don't want to fill all my extra time with more things. Because another part of me being off the truck is having some sort of balance during the summer. You know? If that makes sense. No, Skippy, you are frozen in time. I don't know if you can hear me. I broke Skippy. He's back.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe. Yep. Yeah, you're in and out a little bit right now, bud. Hello. Hello, Clarice.
Your business?
You cut out. The last 10 seconds, I don't have anything from you. You're frozen again. Oh, Skippy. So the downsides of trying to do this while we're on the road. Those looking at Facebook right now on the live stream.
Does that work?
Oh. You're back right now.
Yes, I had to turn. It was trying to find Wi-Fi.
Okay, so start after everything I said.
Okay. So one thing that you have mentioned on the podcast is getting off your truck.
Yep.
And part of that was, hopefully I'm going to say this right, you wanted to run your business instead of being in your business.
Correct. Yep.
Isn't running your business knowing how to do everything that, like, I guess the back half of your business or needs? Like, you can focus on your marketing, you can focus on all that versus not, or versus doing what you're doing now, kind of thing.
Yes, correct. I can focus on marketing without making 30 videos for TikTok a week.
Excuse me.
And spending that time editing video and creating those snippets of video to post in places properly. So there's enough for me to do scheduling wise, bookkeeping wise, networking and all that other stuff wise and shopping wise to keep me busy. I don't want to fill part of me being off the truck is not working a 15-hour day anymore.
Okay.
So the stuff I can easily hand off comfortably, I will, especially if it's cost effective.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that.
So yeah, I want to be at one point I want to run my business and I will know how to do things. That doesn't mean I'm going to do them.
Sure.
I think it's super important for you to have an understanding of how things work and how money's spent so that you can oversee them properly and making sure that you're getting a decent ROI for them.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean you are hands-on doing them.
Okay.
My goal is to get to a properly staffed running business. So back to, yeah, it's great if I'm doing all the things, but then it's still hard for me to take a week off without having to then still do those things. You know, the more things I am solely in charge of, the more things I have to do when I go on vacation still on a daily basis to maintain that same level without there being a drop off. And I would like my business to run the same, whether I am here or I'm in California, as much as humanly possible.
Okay. I get that. Okay. That makes a smidge of sense.
My goal is to have passive residual income at some point in time. That's my retirement plan. I want this business to live longer than my working age.
So that includes what? Selling at the end of the day?
Selling the business?
Yeah.
No. Oh. I will remain CEO.
Okay.
But I will be hands off as much as possible. You know?
Okay.
Where I'm not responsible for the morning cooking. I'm not responsible for shopping. I have people to do those things. That's the growth that I want to get to on multiple trucks and a brick and mortar of some sort. Once all those pieces come together and I can truly step back and have Chris run the whole thing, and I'm truly an off-hands owner for the most part, bonus, man. I mean, yeah, mailbox money.
Yeah. I mean, that's I assume that's the goal for a lot of people. I don't know if
that's why we do things. Yeah, it takes time. And, you know, if that's the vision, then you try to, every decision needs to be made to get you one step closer to that. So.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, shit. You know how often like small businesses find a co-op student or a work study student out of high school and they find a gem, you know, and they grow with the business at that point. You know, you find the right person that is into whatever you are looking to help with, and they get a connection with the business and they grow with the business and they are loyal to the business at some point, you know, if you can find the right people. And that's awesome. And that's what you look for. So I think it's a good way to start young, to get people interested or to get people involved. And then they go off to college and they come back and they're looking for a job and they come see you, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes
type
sense.
Of thing. So I always try to look a little bit further ahead than immediate, you know, like I'm doing all the social media stuff now on top of everything.
Yeah.
And maybe if that's something and it's not done great, it's done adequately especially during the season.
To the best of your ability.
Yeah. We get a post in the morning. We get a weekly post those are consistent. Those are everyday things. It's and that's just Facebook, and I struggle to squeeze those into my day. On occasion we're able to get, a TikTok video up in the middle of the day or something like that. But
yeah,
we can always fill the time. The time is easy to fill with work related stuff. So no matter how many people I bring on board, I'm fairly certain I'll still be working at a minimum of 12 hours a day. So,
well,
just hoping for one day off.
That's all we want to do is work.
Like a true day or two off would be pretty happy for me right now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean, I love what I do. And so people would say it's not work when you love what you do. It's a shit ton of work. But I don't mind doing it. So,
yeah, it's not that I don't necessarily believe in the if you love what you do, you'll never work for the day in your life. I work harder now than I ever have. I probably even have more stress on me than I ever have. But
yeah,
because it's what you want to do, it's less daunting, maybe less intimidating, less. It'll be something different every day.
Yeah, you're passionate about what you're doing, and it makes it easier. It makes it something you want to do. It's what you love to do, and it is work, but it's not. It feels less like a job, in a way, but not.
Yeah,
it's weird, and I hope everybody has the opportunity to feel that at some point in time in their lives.
Hope so.
It's a dream. It's a dream, man.
Sorry, I'm turning you. Oh, you don't turn with it. Damn it. Never mind. I thought you would turn with it, but no, you don't.
No.
All right, we're just gonna have you like that.
Okay.
So I can be here. Hi.
Hi. So we spent $0 this year on Facebook page advertising ads. So all our advertising dollars for Facebook went to boosting our weekly posts. Up until I think we started our little contest, I had an ongoing ad for just our page. So our page would hit. And we would probably average, I think in the year 2022, we had just over 2,000 new page likes. And a lot of that was because of that, but it was targeted to our service area. So most of those people were within service area. I think it was money well spent. This last year we added just under 1,000, or so far just under 1,000, with $0 being pushed. And all that is true word of mouth and organic growth. I think, especially for young trucks, I think that's a good thing to do, to kind of boost those page likes. Now you can't do that without having content. So it's great to have, for someone to go and visit your page. They're going to look and see what's there before they like. Most of them don't just hit the like on a notification unless they know you. So you still have to have the content. Content, man. Everything's content. The more you do, the more you're going to be out there, the more people are going to see you. And back to, you were saying on his video that it didn't seem to be, oh my goodness. It didn't.
Sorry.
Skippy had enough of me. He threw me out the window. The video that Nom Nom had didn't feel food driven, customer experience driven. And I think that's a pretty good misconception of what you need to post on media, especially depending on the source or the platform. I think for something like Instagram, a food trucks page needs to be food. on like Instagram. I think for something like short videos, either on Facebook, YouTube, or even TikTok, I think you can be a little bit more less. You can have a little bit more fun, especially with TikTok. I don't think any of your posts need to be food related for a food truck on TikTok. I think it helps a little bit, but I think largely you can be silly and be goofy, and it still relates to the food a little bit, and you can have some food in your posts. But you get followers on a platform like TikTok, and people are going to they'll see your truck, say, oh my gosh, those are the people from TikTok. And they'll stop to your truck, whether they've had the food or not, because they've seen it somewhere on social media, on the internet, that whole internet famous thing. It's a freaking thing, and it's a weird thing. But you'll have people stop at your truck if you have a presence on some of the other platforms, because they'll see you on the platform, whether it's just whether they follow you or not, like on TikTok, the For You page, use random shit on your algorithm comes through. And they put 2 and 2 together and they're driving by, or that leads them to find you somewhere else and do a Google search for PB&Js. So I think that kind of thing can't be understated. I think depending on the platform, your videos need to be a certain way, or conversely can be something completely different. If any of that makes sense.
So you're saying that
all food all the time.
You're saying the content doesn't have to be the same all the time, as long as it's content, as long as it's engaging content.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I had like 4 posts last spring as we were our opening week that were there wasn't a piece of food mentioned or seen in any of those videos, and they were some of our highest viewed TikTok videos. I was outside the trailer, but you couldn't even tell it was a food truck because there was so much GD snow. We were at the tongue end of the trailer, so it's not like there was zero graphics anywhere. So yeah, you need to push the food, but I think different platforms require different things. So I think it's just what are people looking for on certain platforms. So, and I think Facebook is
probably the hardest part to find.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
To figure out what people want. I mean, people going to want, cute, funny dog videos or cat videos or food videos or somebody failing at something videos.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing.
For You page. What type of videos come up on your For You page?
Well, a whole weird smattering of things. Yeah, my algorithm is so far out there. Well, let's see. Let's pull up what the first couple of things are here.
So mine are typically food review. There's like 2 or 3 food reviewers I watch. There are 2 or 3 like funny videos I watch, and like some of them ones that come up are like major car accidents gone wrong. And
yeah, I'll get a string of those every once in a while. I'm like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
So that algorithm works a lot differently than most. So the number of times you watch a video plays a huge factor.
Yes.
So I think there are some videos, and I'm sure you've seen them, where it's a picture. Someone posts a picture of something, like an action shot of something. And then it'll play like 8 times before you realize there's nothing going to happen in the
yeah.
And that changes the algorithm quite a bit for them. So it's TikTok's a funny thing, man. Trying to figure out how to get there. But right now, over the last couple of weeks, we're averaging, I don't know, about 230 views a video, which isn't a lot at all. 75 followers. It's a slow burn. waiting for us to say something stupid, or if you could get in a car accident, that'd be great. We can post that.
Thanks for wishing me harm. Appreciate that.
I don't want you harmed. Just a little, like a fender bender, and someone comes pounding on your window. Yeah, a little old lady comes up yelling at you. Make sure you turn the camera so we can see.
With her cane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow get out to Arizona and get pulled over by that cop, and then start spewing sovereign citizen speech. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. That's good stuff. I'm hoping people are listening. That's good stuff. I didn't really think about a lot of that, but now I do.
And this is the kind of the time of the year that I really think about it. I'm like, okay, we're going to dedicate, we're going to get some stuff out. And then the season rolls around. It's like, I'm so damn busy, you know? So to be able to
do you know who,
some.
So do you know who Chef Brian Duffy is?
Maybe. I don't think so.
You ever watch Bar Rescue?
Yeah.
So he was one of the original chefs on the
okay.
like the first or so. Anyway, so I got the chance to meet him at the World Food Championships.
Okay.
He did so day one he did some sort of speech on the big stage saying that barbecue needs to be done low and slow. And of course that weekend I was cooking on cans. So I saw him walking around, and one of my teammates said, "Hey, that's what he said." And I said, "Hey, chef, you want to taste brisket?" And he's like, "Sure, come over." I said, "I heard about what you said." Anyway, so, and he's like, "Well, how long was it cooked?" I said, 5 hours. He's like, "We'll see." So it was leftover. It was still in the warmer from the day before, but still, fam. I mean, Wagyu brisket's Wagyu brisket anyway.
Yeah.
So I gave him a piece, and he ended up doing like an Instagram story with me, like selling a piece of brisket to him, not selling like money wise, but like selling it. And then he did a second part where he tasted it, said it was really good, blah, blah, blah. But now I can't find that video. You know why? Because it's a story. And so that makes me think about stories. Like, do stories really do something? Because I would have really wanted that video, like just
right.
to have it. And now I can't. And it really pisses me off. But are stories worth it because they go away, where your posts don't? Because he had 24,000. This was done on Instagram. He has 24,000 followers on Instagram, I think it was. But then he also gave me his marketing person's card and said, "Call her."
Yeah, I think. I'm not super familiar with stories and the intricacies or the minutia of that. I think that more people will get notified if you post a story.
Okay,
like that is a notification worthy type of event.
Yeah,
in the eyes of Facebook/Instagram, versus a post. You know, where if you just do a regular post, it'll show up in people's timeline, but there's not necessarily a, "Hey, PB&J's," posted a new story. That's my understanding. I'm not sure how accurate that is.
It made me sad that I couldn't find the video again. But
right,
if something's gone, it's almost like a longer Snapchat, because isn't Snapchat's the same thing? Like you post a video or picture or whatever, and after it's read, it's gone.
Yep.
Or something of that nature.
So yeah, I mean, it sucks for you.
Yeah.
For the Instagram, because you wanted the clip.
Still didn't gain me any Instagram followers. Pissed me off, but whatever.
Yeah. Are you drinking Kool-Aid?
No, it's a mango monster.
Oh. It looked like one of the plastic bottles because you're a little grainy right now, like one of the little plastic Kool-Aid bottles.
I'm in
Twist the
downtown
top
Ann
off
Arbor.
it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So, yeah, I think there's definitely content appropriate stuff for that, to where it's almost like a TikTok-ish type of content,
Yeah.
you know. Or maybe
But
that's one of those that you use stories for your change of location, like last minute changes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, something that's there and then it's gone, where people aren't going to be confused tomorrow when they see that they don't look at the date of your post, because you never know how things are going to pop up in people's timelines. Someone could see your post a day late, you know,
which is just, there used to be something on Facebook where you could set your feed to show you the most recent stuff.
Yeah.
And that part is gone. I can't find it anywhere. So yeah, I get stuff on my feed from 3 days ago. I'm like, wow, good, that helps me now. Or stuff that happened over the weekend that I'm seeing on Monday that I could have, signed up for or something like that. It irritates me.
I would like to quickly welcome or say hello to all the people. Oh boy. All the people watching on YouTube.
Who are you two people?
Looks like we got JT. We had a comment there, and I did not have my chat open on YouTube, guys. Skippy looks like he's about to do a political truck talk rant video after his favorite politician just lost. You do have that TikTok, I'm in my truck and mad at the voting poll type of vibe. Tell me how you feel about guns, Skippy.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people. How about that? Is that fine? Can I say that? Yeah, probably not on YouTube.
That's great. I got 3 people watching currently on YouTube. So welcome to you all. Happy to have you.
All right. So we'll get off the social media topic. I believe if you go to our messaging on our Facebook, our good friend Isaac might have had some questions for us.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me get there real quick.
I'm normally the question guy, Isaac. I apologize. I can't be it today.
It's okay. I know his one for you. Skippy, you mentioned the cost of propane. Oh, boy. Sorry, it shifted on me. The cost of propane for your new trailer. Have you any idea on how long that will last? Which I'm guessing you probably don't until yet.
The short answer is no, definitely not. The long answer is I've been told from somebody that uses a 3-bay steam table and a fryer, he's got to fill 100 pounds every 4 uses. Wow. I have a 3-bay steam table and just a big propane stock pot range. So I'm guessing I can probably get 8 to 10 out of it, maybe.
So 2 weeks,
probably.
That's you have 100-pound cylinder.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So hopefully 2 weeks out of it.
Yeah, and you won't know until you're running. And do you have a spare yet? A spare 100-pound cylinder?
No.
Okay.
I don't have I don't have an original one either. So.
Okay.
I didn't come with that type one.
So yeah, instead of buying 200-pounders, at least right now, I'd get your one, get that filled, and then just carry a 20-pounder with you, and that way you'll have an idea how long it'll last without having to. And that way, when you get back home, you can swap them out without having to carry an extra 100-pound cylinder in your pickup truck.
Yeah, I really don't want to carry anything. I'm actually using my tonneau cover now in my pickup truck because my generator is not in the back. It's so Finally. Good, so great.
Just careful, your truck's going to drive a whole lot different without that weight back there in the winter. You're going to have to put some cinder blocks or some sandbags back there.
But I will tell everybody, I'll do a quick plug for this. So when I picked up the new trailer, which I didn't have it weighed, but we're saying it's a little bit shy of 11,000 pounds. And that's not with any food. That's not with anything really in it, including the generator, whatever. I installed, it's called the Roadmaster Active Suspension. And basically what it is, it's a bolt-on kit that gives, it's almost like a helper spring and a cantilever suspension in the back. It did raise my rear end up like an inch, but when I put the trailer on my truck, it pretty much squats it back to original riding range, to where I actually have to increase my hitch height to have my trailer ride level.
Really?
So it was about 500, I think it was $600 installed. And so far it's definitely worth it. In case anybody if you don't want to buy a weight distribution hitch, this would be probably a good, instead of airbags. I did this instead of airbags because airbags it would have been like $2,400 to install airbags plus the air compressor and all that sort of stuff. So look into the Roadmaster Active Suspension. I give it 2 Skippy thumb size ups or thumbs up.
Skippy size, so little thumbs.
Yeah, little thumbs. It'll thumbs. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't bought the 100-pound tank yet. It's still at the shop. I don't know when I'll get it back, but hopefully before March. But that was kind of the next top. Well, sorry, we have another question. You have a question from Mr. Isaac.
Yeah. Let me get back there. Josh, you mentioned an event you did in October. I think it was a trunk or treat or something of that nature. How did that event go? So we had 2 trunk or treats. One of them was early, a few days before Halloween at the farm that we typically set up on the weekends. They projected they had about 2,500 to 3,000 people there. We sold out. We did good. I don't know that we could have sold much more food than we did. Weather was iffy, a little bit rainy, a little bit drizzly, but a good turnout. We would definitely go back and do that one again. The other one we did on Halloween, and Halloween was the evening day scenario where we had, I think, 6 inches of snow on the ground. So yeah, great times, fun, good work. Yeah, that one didn't go as well. There wasn't a lot of people out and about. A lot of trick-or-treating got canceled or moved. So it was just one of those things. It was weather related. That one we had done last year and it was okay. It was more of a community type of thing where we wanted to be out in the community and kind of just helping out a little bit and doing something fun like that. So not one that we expected to make a whole lot of money on anyway. So. And then for you both, when it comes to beverages, what have you found that works and what doesn't? How are you buying?
Sorry, I was going to interrupt when you were done. I did a trunk or treat too.
Yeah, you didn't want to know about yours.
All right. Go back to your regularly scheduled program now.
Yours was fair, you said?
Mine was fair. I sold out of hot dogs. Should have brought more hot dogs.
Yeah. And I think we will definitely have a couple events next year where we probably bring hot dogs a little bit more often. So I think we had hot dogs at our farm trunk or treat, if I remember right. We ran that as a special. So, yeah. Okay. Now for you both, when it comes to beverage,
sorry,
when it comes to beverage, you're doing it on purpose. Damn it.
Let's talk about beverages.
Don't make me mute you. All right. What have you found that works and doesn't? How are you buying? And are you buying a lot of are you buying a lot a few times a year or not? We are thinking of running with just water, Coke, and Diet Coke, but not sure. We don't want to lug soda around all the time. Skippy?
Oh.
What do you do for beverages?
I hate selling beverages. For the first year, I probably pulled out the coolers 4 times, and it was at just large events. Roadside, rarely do I ever sell beverages, just because I hate lugging them around. However, that will now change because in the new trailer, I have a beverage cooler. Basically, it's a glass merchandiser that they can see, and will carry popping water. But yeah, so that's pretty much where that goes. Yep.
We've done beverages since day one. What? I'm sorry, Skippy. Were you going to say something else?
No. No, please. I just was telling people I hated it. I hate doing beverages. Can't stand it. Please go. Please.
You hate them, but we love you.
Yes. Monster.
This show runs on Monster. Yeah, we've done beverages since day one. We started out doing Faygo products just because it's Michigan based and we were trying to do Michigan based type of stuff, a little tie-in, but and we were just filling big coolers and had them out in front of the trailer and people could self-serve after purchasing. It was a big giant pain in the ass taking coolers in and out of the truck, making sure ice is stocked. We were probably spending in peak summer probably $500 to $600 a month for ice, because a lot of times we were refilling them twice a day. So fill them in the morning and then we'd have to fill them before dinner service, typically reload the ice if it got hot enough. So just because with coolers, I mean, if they're not pushed all the way back down to close and they're getting open and closed so often, they just don't hold ice as often as well. So this last year, we started keeping pop in our commercial fridge on the trailer. We kind of worked some things around with inventory and stuff to where we weren't keeping as much food stock in that fridge on a day-to-day basis, which allowed us some space to be able to keep soft drinks. And then we got a soft drink organizer spring-loaded, so we can hold. I think we're doing about 16 to 18 of each pop and bottles of water. And that has worked a ton better, other than it can get, if we're super busy, it gets a little in the way to go back there and get a pop when someone's making sandwiches. But seems to be working a whole lot better, and everybody's happy not to be doing pulling coolers out of the truck anymore. So those got pretty heavy when they were fully loaded with pop and ice. I'm trying to lug those open over the hitch on some days, so we're up and over the tailgate. But yeah, now we're on Coke products, so we do Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, and then bottles of water. As far as where we're buying them, I'm getting ours from Costco, usually a couple cases at a time. We don't sell a ton of pop. We sell enough for it to be worthwhile. But keep in mind that pop and water both have expiration dates on them, and they're not. The shelf life is not as long as you might think they are. So I'm at Costco enough personally. I'm at least once a week to get briskets and stuff. So it's kind of, I once a week I'll pick up a couple cases of each if we need them. It's yeah. And
so you
those don't have to be refrigerated. What's that?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mentioned Costco.
Yeah, we were there last week because I'd picked something up for dinner, and they had
At
prime
Costco?
brisket for the first time. Yeah, they every once in a while do these specific cut of steak that is absolutely fantastic, and that's what we're going to have for Christmas dinner. Anyway, so they had prime briskets for $4.49 a pound, like you showed me.
Mm-hmm.
They had 6 in the case. The smallest one was 22 pounds. Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's no way.
I
That was
wish I
a
took a picture.
130-pound case of brisket?
Yeah. They only do 3 or 4 max if it's that big.
Well, I thought you said there were 6 in a case.
No, in the actual display case.
Oh, okay. Not in the box. Gotcha.
Correct. No.
I was like, Judas Priest.
But at least three of those, maybe 4, came out of a case. So
Yeah.
that was crazy.
I've definitely had those cases to where we're pushing 90 pounds for 4 briskets type of thing. So my guy is good enough to where we usually go, I'll ask him for specific size cases if he has them, kind of give him the weights we're looking for. And that usually gets us at a pretty good average for personally, I like cooking 15 to 16 pound briskets just because I for the most part know how long they're going to take to cook, so that's where I like to be.
I asked for the heaviest case they have because typically it's like 15 to 16 pound briskets. Never been.
We've definitely been there when it's been 50 to 60 pound cases. And
Yeah.
that's when I'm asking him for the heaviest ones. He's also been kind enough for me to box up a specialized case that I pull out of the display cabinet.
Yeah.
So
I've done.
but he's the only one that'll do it for me. The meat manager is the only one that'll do it for me. But
My Sam's guy will do it for me. Also at Costco, I mentioned that one of the guys in Dallas moved on to the final round because he cooked a pork belly cinnamon roll.
Yep.
And you can go to Costco, and instead of buying pork belly in the cryovac case, you can actually buy it already sliced.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same price, but I think all he did was take those slices and just roll it like rubbed it and roll it like a cinnamon roll. Like, yeah. I almost want to do that now for a special. It looks easy to do.
I want to say, I think we tried it. Maybe not. I know we've talked about it at a minimum. Because I think it came through on my Facebook before the World Food Championship. Like I think we talked about it earlier in the year. And it does seem like this one of the easiest things to do.
Yeah.
But
and he actually put a frosting. He actually put a buttercream frosting on it too.
Are you serious?
It tasted great. But anyway, so I'm like, "Ooh, specials." So when we started this podcast today, we were talking about the fact that I haven't really done anything. And you said barbecue related. I said no. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. And the other topic that we had was the topic that you and I discussed about booking events on the same day. Whether that would be, whether it be something I could pull off or not having at least one full-time employee. And I think the advice you gave me was do it and figure it out. So I did it. And I've been trying to figure it out for like a week now. But I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, so I just committed to it or just sent in my application for it or whatever. If I get selected, I'm going to need 5 people for that day, and including myself. And I don't think I've ever had 5 people working the same day ever. So it's like, oh boy, what am I going to do now? So that's the stuff that I'm thinking about is like, am I just going to go full throttle with booking a second truck and with events? We're just doing events for right now. Nothing like weekly stops or daily stops or whatever, but mainly just events. Oh, who's this? Oh, it was automated vehicle.
Oh, cool.
The Toyota Sienna minivan, automated vehicle. Anyway, so those are the type of things that I've been definitely thinking about as doing that. And I never thought I'd be thinking about doing that before you. Like, I thought you would be my roadmap, but it sounds like I'm going to be your roadmap.
I mean, we do. I mean, we've done it. Multiple events at the same time. Not in the same vein that you are.
Not truck related. Like you've dropped off catering or whatever.
Yeah, we haven't done 2 roadside events at the same time. Yeah, I mean it's no different than doing one. You just got to double everything.
Yeah, and just figure out how to pull another truck when you don't have another trailer, pulling another trailer when you don't have another truck.
You take one, drop it off, come back, get the other one, and go get that one.
And that's what I'm going to do is if there's events that I can drop the big trailer off, I will, so I can take the other trailer somewhere.
Worst case, look to rent one for the day.
I know. But then I still have to have somebody who can.
Yeah, I mean, you can find someone to pull a trailer, 30 miles for you. Probably.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be one of your staff. You got a buddy that is comfortable pulling a trailer. Say, hey, can you give me a hand for, a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow and drive this for me?
Yeah, he wanted to charge me $400 round trip. His diesel prices were expensive. And I'm like, Jew. Anyway, yes, that'll be my next hurdle.
Yeah, if you look to rent a truck, I would avoid Enterprise and look on Turo first. So I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Free plug for Turo. Big fan. I used them a couple times this year when I was having some work done on the truck, and I was able to borrow it. It's Airbnb for vehicles, so you're renting somebody else's personal vehicle. I was able to get a pickup truck that was a 10-minute drive from me and use it for the day. So worked out great and way cheaper than what I was going to pay through Enterprise. So for their commercial fleet. So yeah.
Would have commercial fleet.
I did get Michaela seems to be the bride name of the year this year. I already have two Michaelas booked for weddings, and I had another request for a quote from another Michaela yesterday. So she wants her date is the same as another date that we are already booked for a wedding, and I am considering doing two weddings at the same time. So,
yeah. Oh boy,
yeah. But again,
so would you ever instead of looking for a festival truck or another roadside truck or something like that, would you ever invest in just like a small catering trailer, just so you can throw some electric in there with a warmer, something like that?
I think a delivery vehicle would be before a catering trailer. Because you and I mean, we've talked about this before, where our typical catering is way different. You do more off the truck stuff. I do way more buffet drop off stuff.
Yeah.
So in this instance, the one that we have booked, they want service off the truck. And the other one is one of the stipulations. I say I can do a buffet service for you. We wouldn't be able to have the truck on site. So we'd work the one off the trailer and then send whoever with Cambros and chafing dishes up to the other one to do that and work that wedding. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's going to be
a delivery type van is closer to that other. So
I'm curious how you priced out the off the truck wedding. Full menu or what they wanted?
So yeah, that one is they wanted brisket, pork, and a couple sides. So we're going to be plating and handing out.
Okay.
So everybody's pretty much getting the same thing, unless someone comes up and said, "Hey, can I not get mac and cheese? Can I get some extra mashed potatoes?" Other than that, we're gonna be flying or assembling plates all the same for the most part. So
can I ask what you charge per plate?
What our normal catering for buffet would be. Since for the size of the wedding, we would have had the trailer on site anyways, and it's close to home. So we would have had the trailer on site. So really it's not there's no extra staff involved. It's a 2-person job regardless.
$20.
Hold on, let me look. I don't remember it. Hold on. Let me look. Let me go find it for you. Depends on what the menu was.
They said mac and mash.
I was guessing. For instance, I think it was 2 proteins and 3 sides. I think.
I have one of those too.
Oh my God! Really? I was logged in earlier today. Send a verification code. Oh. I hate it when I didn't have my cursor on the stupid box. All right.
Damn boxes.
I don't know. All right. Invoices.
You be careful; those boxes can get you in trouble.
Especially when things come back out of them.
I do them for life.
Invoice. What's the name? Costner.
The name was Michaela.
No, this is not one of the Michaelas. This is Melissa.
Okay.
So everything has been M's so far. So 2,600 is what the invoice was for. Let's see. So we were 26 a plate. Pork, brisket, beans, mac and cheese, and chicken. So three proteins, 2 sides.
So are they getting everybody?
Yeah.
Or they?
That's what they asked for. So yeah. Yep. They wanted everybody to have the option to have everything. So
are you gonna cook one portion of everything for everybody?
Essentially, yeah. We'll probably go a smidge lighter, but for the most part, yeah. And that's what I was going to say. We've talked about that before. Is when you go to an event and they have 2 proteins, and I used to do like 75% of each,
Yeah.
which accounts for some people having both, some people only having one. But we've cut it so close on so many of those. So unless we are actually physically serving people right now, we're going to plan on everybody having some of everything.
Gotcha.
That's just the way we're going to cook, which means sometimes we have a lot of food left over that we're leaving, but they're paying for it,
Yeah.
So it's their food that they bought, and so I'm okay with it. I think our pricing is still on par with most other caterers.
Yeah.
So I think people really like the idea of being able to have leftovers, as long as it's not an exorbitant amount of leftovers, which we've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
Where I almost get annoyed now when I see people that are being polite when they're going through the buffet and it's just like a tiny little bit of everything. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, load up your plate.
We talked about when JT was on our podcast about laying out a buffet.
Yeah.
Putting your cold side stuff before, basically putting your cheap stuff ahead of your expensive stuff.
Right.
So in talking with somebody yesterday, we talked about, I talked to somebody yesterday who set up a buffet that exact same way. And they literally took in a bun and went to the other side of the line first. They took their plate bun and then went right to the meat and then worked their way that way instead of going down the line the way you're supposed to. I'm like, oh, well, sometimes it doesn't work, damn it.
Yeah, people are weird. They're a fickle, funny little bunch.
I hope that's.
Huh?
So I think a big truck decided to go down maybe the wrong road, and now he has to back up in the middle of Ann Arbor. But of course, he's blocking the same road that I need to go down when we're done. It's awesome. Great. Anyway, what else we got? Anything for the next 2 minutes?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not. Probably a good thing we didn't have Bubba on. We never would have gotten through half this shit. But I'm glad.
Tell me about it. Guy talks. Love you, Bubba.
No, I'm glad that we were able to fill this time. I was a little bit concerned, but I knew with the one topic that we would probably be able to manage that okay. And I'm glad no one lost tempers and no feelings were hurt. So
right.
No, it would have been better for ratings probably if we would have yelled at each other a little bit more. But
you know what?
Maybe next time.
How about that? Yes, you hear that, people? I told him to go F himself. You hear that? Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please.
Speaking of YouTube, we had another comment from Bugs Moran. I don't want to say moron, but Bugs Moran, maybe.
We'll go with Moran. Let's go with Moran.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with Pig Out Roasters? And if so, what are your thoughts on them? Are you familiar?
I think I've heard of them. If I had to guess, it's like maybe a rotisserie style propane powered roaster. I have not used one, so I can't tell you. If you're looking for a pig, I would look towards Alvaron Alveron cookers. They're out of either South Carolina or Georgia. I am very familiar with those. They're propane powered, but they also have you can also use charcoal too. They're very good.
Look these up when you're off the air, Skippy.
Okay.
Nice. I mean, they're nice looking units. Yeah, they are nice looking units. I am not familiar with them. I haven't used them. We don't do whole hogs. If anybody else is familiar with those, it does look like a pretty nice whole hog cooker. Yeah, they look nice. I'd be curious to get our hands on one. If Pig House Roasters wants to send us one so that we can try one, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
We will feature you everywhere. Well, that's what I got. That's what we got. Thanks, guys, for the questions. Thank you for the YouTube people that were watching and commenting. That's awesome. Happy to have you guys. Also on our Riverside link with the live audience. It's great to have you guys live. We did crack the top 150 in food podcasts in India.
Yes.
We also made a quick appearance in the top 175 in the US for food podcasts. So briefly, we were there for a day. So all the help is appreciated, guys. I think that we can make it to the top 50 before our season starts. Make sure you guys go out and share the podcast, Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe or like or follow or whatever that procedure is, or wherever you listen to podcasts. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Skippy, say goodbye.
Bye, Skippy.
Next week we should be probably about the same time, maybe a little bit later, 8:45ish start time. Sorry with Skippy and his new job, and I have kids to get on the bus most Mondays, so we're kind of adjusting things, and we'll probably have a change in day around Christmas and New Year's. So stay posted for that, guys. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
Bye.